Jaswant Singh Khalra arrived at the municipal office as a bank director. He spent his days navigating yellowing stacks of mundane records and files. While reviewing the ledgers, he noted a recurring expense for 2 mounds of wood, roughly 75 kilograms of fuel. The purchase appeared again and again in the municipal accounts. 2 mounds is the precise amount of wood required for a single human cremation. In the adjacent columns of the ledger, the victims were logged under a single recurring status, unidentified. These firewood receipts transformed a tedious accounting audit into the first documented thread of a state-sanctioned cover-up. By 1995, official reports claimed Punjab had stabilized. While the state announced the enemies of peace were eliminated, the physical scars suggested otherwise. Behind the proclamations of a normalized Punjab, an estimated 25,000 citizens had disappeared from their communities without a trace. Inspector Sugga functioned as the face of this administration, immaculate, arrogant, and projecting the confidence of someone with absolute authority over the local population. The state's version of peace was built upon the enforced silence of tens of thousands of missing people. Under the cover of night, police units descended on rural villages. Sons were dragged from their homes and taken into custody before their families could even process the intrusion. Officers carried out these operations to fulfill quotas, viewing these extrajudicial actions as a direct path to securing their next professional promotion. To manage the evidence, the state utilized local crematoriums, burning the bodies of the victims overnight and out of sight. Mass operations require funding, leaving a paper trail. Each cremation required a wood requisition, filed in municipal registers. This chart shows how these expenses aggregate. As data points multiply, the receipts stack into a tower revealing the true scale of the massacre. While the state successfully incinerated the biological evidence of their victims, they failed to account for the financial records required to sustain the logistics of the killing. Inside the cramped office, Sugga used his physical presence to crowd Khalra, making pointed references to the safety of Khalra's wife and small children. Khalra stood to meet the inspector's gaze, refusing to yield his space or his investigation. The confrontation pitted Sugga's reliance on physical intimidation against Khalra's reliance on the undeniable data contained within the ledger. Sugga stepped back, adjusting his build. He had encountered a man who viewed his duty to the truth as more significant than his own personal safety. Before departing, Sugga warned that the truth was too heavy for Khalra to carry, implying that the burden of the discovery would eventually crush him. Holding documented proof of a state-denied massacre creates a profound psychological weight, as the investigator becomes the sole witness to a reality the government is actively erasing. Khalra tightened his grip on his pen and turned to the next page of the register, continuing his count in the quiet office. In a system that relies on ambiguity and silence, the act of methodically quantifying the dead becomes a definitive challenge to authoritarian power. This forensic accounting provided the first concrete answers to thousands of grieving mothers, turning missing sons into documented victims. Khalra traveled from one municipal office to the next, totaling the firewood receipts across dozens of districts, until the individual numbers coalesced into the final tally of 25,000 disappearances. This case illustrates a fundamental limit of state power. As the scale of violence increases, the logistical trail required to manage it makes total secrecy impossible. Authoritarian systems can remove human bodies from the streets overnight, but they can never fully erase the systemic paper trail of the truth.